Good morning. It is Sunday, April 30th, 2023. It is 6:48 a.m. in my locale. Lighting is still a challenge. I've tried turning some stuff around. Let's turn this one on, see if it's a little better. Remember, I look better in low light. So, let's see. 81 degrees currently, and there is a wind gust at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. What this means is that there was a thunderstorm last night. It was windy. About 1:30 in the morning, I felt the wind rock the KE. I went outside. I had to get up, go outside. And I had my awning open just a little bit just to keep the sun out of the window. I closed it up. I said, we're not doing that. I slept pretty good. Queso got me up a couple times. I did see you guys at Jack's last night. Somewhere about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I had to take Queso out, and then it became time for me to head to bed. So I did not stay for the whole 2.5 hours. Slept okay. Would have liked more. Could have had less, so we'll take what we get. All right, so let's start with our daily Zen poem. The wise find pleasure in water. The virtuous find pleasure in hills. The wise are active, the virtuous are tranquil, the wise are joyful, the virtuous are long-lived. That was Confucius, 551, 479. All right, since we all know that I am not an ocean critter, I am a land critter, and I think everybody on the planet knows that, I'm going to talk about the virtuous finding pleasure in hills. I'm not virtuous. I am not a great human being. Put that little forward to it there. I'm not a great human being. And I'm not going to... The wise are joyful, the virtuous are long-lived. Well, I was supposed to live to about 150. You're going to have to get your slide rule and make some adjustments because that's not going to happen. We have to admit that, okay? But, moving forward to the next part of our day. Oh, I got a belly. Come here, thank you for the belly. Your obligatory Queso view. A snort and a snort. Oh. And I hear his belly. He's got to have breakfast. What are you having? Yesterday, when I was watching Jack, he had his dinner, but he wanted more, so I made him bacon and scrambled eggs. Look at that. And so he ate probably, yes, I know, probably maybe a little less than a quarter pound of bacon, and he ate probably about 2 eggs. And he slammed them. So he's getting ham and eggs this morning, right? Okay. There you go. All right. Let's move forward. Daily rune pull. We pulled this one before. It's the rune of fertility. I like it. Let's get the big book. It's Inguz, which you guys knew that. The rune is akin to the moon, the intuitive part of our nature with its urge toward harmonizing and adjusting the sphere of personal relationships. Embodies the need to share, the yearning to be desired, to search after similarities. The completion of beginnings is what's required. Joyous deliverance of new life and new path. You have great power to achieve completion. You must now complete something. It's very important. Maybe you can turn the difficult state of mind around, and you can classify or reclarify or turn things around in order to get you to your goal. All things change, and we cannot live permanently among instructions. This says, get rid of your closed chrysalis state. You will release a tension and uncertainty. You may be required to free yourself from a rut, habit, or relationship. We pulled this the other day. I'm getting the same messages over and over. Some behavioral pattern, but you have to be prepared to be centered and grounded and free yourself from all unwanted influences, see the humor, and be prepared to open yourself to the will of heaven, which can await your deliverance with calm certainty. We seem to be cycling between two things over and over. Both cycle runes, but they seem to be happening over and over this week. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. I noticed. Constraint, liberation, change, growth. Constraint, liberation, change, growth. Now, I don't know why these are happening. Okay, that's a duality, and trust me, I'm a black and white guy, so duality makes a lot of sense. Our poem from Confucius is also a duality: the wise and the virtuous. Okay, so let's see if we can think about that for a second. Well, let's read from our little book first and see if we can find out what's going on. If you impose punishments on the troops before they have become attached, they will not be submissive. If they are not submissive, they will be difficult to employ. If you do not impose punishments after the troops have become attached, they cannot be used. Not sure how that helps, but okay, there you go. So let's go back to our concept of duality. We have to do things. We have to get things done. We are being constrained from those things. So we are being adaptive, and we are being skillful in our adaptation, and that brings us to the other side, which is new energy, new life. In other words, they're not stopping you. Your situations, the people, the environment, the society isn't stopping you from getting what you need to get done for you. If you have to choose somebody else to do it for, okay. You get this constraint, you adapt, this gets done. This has happened in anything, whether it be science, mathematics, okay, farming. Believe it or not, in a larger social world, this happens all the time. The more control you put on people, the more they adapt, and they still get it done. That's a very common thing. If you've ever studied psychology, remember I have 3 minors. One is psychology. The more you constrain a system, the more the individuals in that system will find ways to operate outside the system in order to achieve their goals. So in other words, the more you tighten up on something, the looser your grip, because people are just going to run around it. I believe in this all the time because I've seen it and I do it myself. So I've got empirical data to show you this. If you tell me not to do something, I'm not an oppositional defiant person. Trust me, I live with one of those. I will determine with you, looking at you, whether what you want me to do is reasonable for my life growth and development. And if what you're asking me to do is not reasonable to my life growth and development, I will completely ignore you and I will walk right around you, over you, under you, through you. It doesn't really matter. And you know what? I will achieve the goals for my life growth and development. The few times that I have actually stopped and listened to somebody and said, okay, you're the limiter. I can tell you for a certainty, okay, that is where I would start to die a little bit. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Now, I hope that wouldn't happen to you. I hope that you would be well in accord with your environment. But I can tell you, and now I'm going to go shift from this to ecology. Any organism that is not in accord with their environment will have stress. And that stress can have physical, mental, emotional, sociological, okay, negative constructs on that individual. That's why we're looking at, black and white, constraint, freedom. We're looking at that duality, okay? And so, the next time somebody goes to you, okay, and this is, first of all, let's start again. The next time somebody says to you, you have to do this to do that, instead of go, I will comply, try saying, why? Why are we doing this? What is going on here? That is the beginning of critical thinking, thoughtful questions, and common sense. Why are we doing this? And if their explanation is flimsy, garbage, nonsense, does not fit in accord with reality, science, nature, logic, law, and it's just do it or else, you have to make a decision. In that duality, do I comply or do I get things done? And my hope for each and every one of you watching this today is that the next time somebody tells you to do something nonsensical, foolish, or you feel a constraint of any sort on you, don't get angry. Anger is not a good thing. Step back and go, why is this block in front of me? We only have two things. Get it done, don't. Getting it done poorly means not getting it done. Getting it done with controls means not getting it done. Getting it done with nonsense rules and non-regulations are not getting it done. People want to just be left alone for the most part. They just want to get things done. They have enough time in their day. They're feeding dogs and there's crying babies and there's everything else. And now I have to do this nonsense thing because somebody I don't know who is dumber than me is telling me I have to. Nope. Walk right around them and go, not doing that. I have things to do. Excuse me. And just be polite. And you can't come in here if you don't. I'm going in there. It's a public place. If they don't want to help you, then just simply drop everything on the floor and go, all right, I guess my money's no good here. I guess my time's no good here. I guess my what? And go find a place that will, because there always will be a place that will. There will always be somebody who wants to leave you alone and let you achieve your goal. And at the same time, constraint, liberation, energy, freedom, constraint, liberation, energy, freedom. I'm on that roller coaster right now. Low sleep, hard to get stuff done. Suddenly I get some sleep. Now I'm all energetic again because something that I needed got set and worked on. Great. If my workplace says to me, you have to do this, I would say, why? And if they give me a flimsy answer, I'll go, no. That has no value to me. There's no sense in it. We're not doing that today. I'm going to go and do my job, and I'm going to ignore the bullshit. And that's the end of that. And if they go, if you don't, we'll fire you, I'll go, okay. When it's time to have that talk, you let me know. And if I get hauled into a room, and they go, well, we have to, I'll go, I resigned 5 minutes ago. I'm not doing that. It's nonsense. There are other places that I can take my talents, skills, and abilities and effort that won't put up with bullshit and will respect my work. Every single one of us can do the same thing. Take it from me. When you accept horse shit, all you get is more horse shit. Don't accept horse shit. Use those constraints to find ways around that nonsense, bullshit, garbage, control set to get that energy you need, that goal to be done, that freedom that you need to have in order to achieve your goals. And I remind you that unless you absolutely have to, okay, put those energies and efforts toward you. Because if you don't take care of you, nobody else will. After that, maybe you can go take care of somebody else. You know, that's why my mother, bless her soul, would get up at 4 a.m., and was not a morning person, and have pretty much 3 cups of coffee before she handled the kids, me and my sibling. Because if she didn't take care of her first, she couldn't take care of us. Lesson you learn at someone's knee. So I'm going to go to work. I was supposed to go at 9:30. I'm going at 8:30. Somebody asked my boss if we could switch a schedule around. I'm like, fine, we can do that. It doesn't bother me any. And then we'll just go take care of those things, and then we'll come back. I have some cooking to do tonight. I'm very excited about that. And so what I'm going to do is, I've already gotten in the shower. You can see that. I nicked myself from the razor, you see? Yeah, there you go. That happens from time to time. And so what I'm going to do is clean up, turn the air conditioner back on, and I'm going to feed Queso, clean up the small amount of dishes we have, get dressed, and head off to work in the wind. And it's going to be rainy in the morning, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. We're going to be just fine. Okay? But again, our message, the more you constrain something, the more creative the organisms under that constraint become, because they have to achieve their goals. And that constraint actually makes them bigger and stronger and gives them more impetus to achieve those goals. So go achieve those goals. And I'll see you tomorrow.